Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, I feel like a rant. I don't know how much of a rant this will be, but I feel like a rant. As I have paid attention day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, about what is going on in our country, and the fact that unlike 90% of the country who is able to just tune it all out and go about their everyday lives, and I don't fault those people who struggle every day to make ends meet. I really fault those people who are wealthy enough that they have the time and the ability and the money to speak out and do more and don't. But every once in a while, it's, everybody stays focused on this issue, that issue, that issue. But every once in a while, we have to step back and look at the whole picture, and that gives us the ability to observe and make conclusions without getting tangled up in just one issue. And it struck me as I left my house this morning of the magnitude of the just overall magnitude of the evil, the greed, the lack of honor, the lack of virtue in our political, corporate, government leaders, media leaders, who have allowed what has befallen us to happen. And they are all collectively at fault, and they all need to pay the price. Let me tell you what's on my mind. The idea and concept of what the media and the politicians, the Democrats and all of them, what they were allowed to make out of January 6th, what they were allowed to make out of January 6th, compare that to the invasion of our country at our southern border of 10 million freaking people. And we don't know who the hell they are, what they're doing, and they're flying people in our country, and all the crap that's coming in, and the magnitude of that. Then lay on top of that what they did to us with COVID. Mandatory vax, immunity for the pharmaceutical companies and the vax. Give up your career or get the vax. The hysteria, the bullshit, all the crap, the censorship all around COVID and all of that. Then, add to all of that, the way we've just let our whole foreign policy go to hell till we have chaos in our country. Then add to that, folks, you need to understand this. We went from $1 trillion in debt, and I remember always thinking to myself, my God, $1 trillion. From George Bush, the beginning of George Bush 43 to now, we've added $34 trillion in debt. Over a period of 20 years, we've added $34 trillion in debt. And the things that the Republican establishment does, the things that the Democratic Party does, the things that Bush 43 blew up the world, the things that Barack Obama blew up freaking healthcare. Then we had this 4 years pause where we had a president solving problems. What did they do to him? You know what they've done to him. Then we get Joe Biden, who you think, how can we get any worse than Obama? And we get Joe Biden. And then we find out the corruption of our institutions, top to bottom, including the Justice Department and the FBI. I mean, my God, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, our country is in freaking free fall. Our country is in peril. It doesn't go on automatic pilot. Do you think the British Empire thought it would ever end? Did you think the Roman Empire thought it would ever end? Do you think that everything in this freaking world just happens? Who would have thought 1989, the Berlin Wall comes down, the Soviet Union disintegrates, thinking to ourselves, there may not be any more war. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bush 43 lost the Cold War. We win it in 89, and they've managed now to lose it. I'm telling you, folks, it's, and the media joins in all of it. They're okay with it. Encourage it. Censorship. Let's censor the people speaking out about this. Let's use social media to turn off Eric Deters and everybody else. Let's cancel these person. And you got corporate America buying into it. Look how the American Communist 10, as I call them, corporate America, media, social media, the Democratic Political Party, all of them join together for the Black Lives Matter. Let's defund the cops. Let's cancel this. Take down statues. Change our history. All that they freaking did. All they freaking did. Look at the aftermath of that. Crime in our cities. There isn't one damn problem that Joe Biden has freaking solved. There isn't one damn problem that these dumbass, evil, corrupt political gangsters ever freaking solve. In fact, they create problems. Inflation. Let's not forget about that. Inflation. What's that doing to average Jane and Joes who struggle day in and day out? The whole concept of the American Republic was we were going to elect political leaders who would look out for us. And we began with Washingtons and Jeffersons and Madisons and Franklins. And we go to where we are now. Biden's. His entire cabinet is a freaking circus show. A joke. Nobody does anything. Nobody speaks out. Those that speak out get vilified. It goes on and on and on. And nobody gives a shit. And you take whatever community you're from. I don't care what community you're from. I don't care if you're whatever state you're from, whatever region of Kentucky. I happen to be in northern Kentucky, greater Cincinnati region, for those of you who don't know. Everything that goes on in our country goes on here. What goes on in the schools, the public schools, the same. What goes on inflation, the same. What goes on the corporate, all those in corporate power in this area, same. And nobody has the kahunas to fight back except a few. Except a few. And you know what? I crack up. And you know that I've said this to you before. I crack up at the number of people that I personally know who claim they agree with me, have financial means, and don't speak up, say, do a damn thing. Because of their comfort. And when you look at the fall of the Roman Empire, the comparisons to what's happened in America are incredibly familiar. Even though that happened in 500 AD, I'm telling you, it's the same that's going on here. And everybody knows it, but nobody does anything about it. Nobody speaks up. How in the hell can the Republicans never act against Joe Biden on this damn border? The media not act against Joe Biden on the border. Social media not act about what's going on the border. So just compare what the threat to America is. 10 million illegals flying in this country and some protesters at the Capitol. And look what all that apparatus, the media, the politicians, and everything did with that compared to this. And then when you speak out, you get the censorship crap. It's unbelievable. You're right, Donna. They are cowards. Our country is filled with chicken shit cowards, top to bottom. Cowards. The only people that I let off the hook is the average Jane and Joe working man just trying to survive. They don't have the time, the ability, and the means to fight back the same. And then the vilification of the one guy who solved problems, came in the office, solved problems, Donald Trump. They tried to destroy him. And when I say they, all these people I'm talking about, the freaking media, corporate America, social media, the Democratic Party, the Justice Department, all corrupt, evil crap. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I've told people, sometimes I wish I didn't give a damn as much. Sometimes I wish I didn't care. But I freaking do. And I'm on fire with caring. I'm about 25 pages short of finishing my biography of George Washington. And you read about this man with honor. He could have been king. He didn't want to be king. He voluntarily leaves office. And how much he warned about foreign entanglements. I mean, everything. History. I know my history. History does repeat itself. You ignore history at your peril. We have a bunch of corrupt, evil, political, gangster dumbasses. And the political process is so corrupted with greed and money. It's about how much can you charge to go for a speaking engagement. It's about the pollsters, the fundraisers, the campaign managers, money laundering. Candidate raises money, funnels it to them. And it's nonstop. It's just unfreaking believable. Where is the honor and virtue with freaking politicians? The media. Supposed to be the fourth branch of our government. The media is supposed to be the fourth branch of our freaking government. And you know what? They failed. They're supposed to keep all the crooks in check. Now all the crooks like Biden, Hunter, and the rest of them know they can do whatever the hell they want because the media lets them. It's unbelievable. I'm about ready to lose my voice over this rant. Just think, I dare one son of a bitch to tell me what I've just preached is false. What's wrong? What have I not told the truth about? And what I just laid down needs to be laid down by as many people with influence in whatever sector they have, loud as can be, with some passion and some gumption and some guts to wake the hell up the people. I swear to God. I swear to God. And I can relate so much to Trump because the vilification when you do what I do. I have been the list of those people that vilified me when I give the middle finger to the corrupt legal and court system in the state of Kentucky, state of Ohio, and I fight back. What happens? Oh, Deters is crazy. Oh, Deters is this or that. Where have you ever read or seen one thing that I've ever done that is corrupt, fraudulent, where I screwed over somebody? Never. Never. Never cheated a client, ever. They try to destroy anybody who fights the bastards. Oh, and I just got finished. My God. I just got finished studying the Cold War and some Nazi Germany. And folks, there's such power in people. When I'm watching about how Poland came out on the streets, Eastern Germany came out in the streets. They want to suppress the people because even till today, if all the people joined together and stood up, we could fix it. And that's why they hate Trump, because Trump has these large crowds that they can't draw. We still have the power collectively all together. Look how corporate America, social media, and everybody, where do they eat at the trough? The masses. The masses. Everybody trying to get a phone. Everybody's got to get a phone. Facebook needs everybody on their platforms. Collectively, all the people stood together, revolted, gave all the American Communist 10 the middle finger. We could change things in this country. And there's no other way to say it. Trump is the most immediate avenue to do something, because he can be our next president. Everybody should do everything they freaking can to elect President Trump, because if we don't, we're fucked. Excuse my French, but we're fucked. Do you realize we wouldn't have found out any of this crap if Trump didn't beat Hillary? We wouldn't have found out the corrupt Justice Department. We wouldn't have found out about the corrupt FBI. We wouldn't have found out about any of it. Trump won. And when I was sitting in Mar-a-Lago at this dinner, private dinner, with all these highfalutin people, and I asked President Trump, I said, you saved this country from Hillary Clinton. Are you willing to do this again? Because they're going to put you through hell again. That's what I asked the president. And it was clear from his answer he was willing to do it again. And look what they've tried. Latina James. What an out of control, angry, wicked, evil public servant. Fannie Wallace, what a corrupt, evil, corrupt public servant. Alan Bragg, what an evil, corrupt public servant. Jack Smith, corrupt as hell. These are angry, bitter tools of those people still trying to destroy America. It's unbelievable. Well, that's my rant. It's been a while. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.